Hi, welcome back to me and Mon Ami, and today is a bit of a different vlog, I'm afraid. You may remember, if you watched last week's video when we went to pay, that we were concerned about Halloween's health and that she had a leaky heart valve. Well, I'm afraid to say that got significantly worse. She had a sort of incident and she sort of collapsed, didn't she?
Yeah. In
the garden. And we took her to the vet because she was also getting very bloated, and we thought that she was just constipated. But the vet did a scan and we could see that her insides were literally flooding, weren't they, with aortic fluid. And the doctor, the nurse, the vet, whatever you want to call them, said that the situation was terminal and there was nothing to be done. So we brought Halloween back home, and she sort of rallied a little bit, and she was still eating a lot, wasn't she?
She was eating like a pig.
Like an absolute pig. But she really was only just sort of walking out the door to have a wee, and that was it. She wanted to come straight back in, which is so not like her. And then she got worse, and she got to a point where well, you literally had to carry her out. She would have a wee, you picked her back up, you brought her back in, didn't you? And she just lay on the sofa, and she was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And of course we tried to avoid the subject for as long as we could. And then the day before this whole thing happened, I managed to bite into a baguette and break a tooth. So that sort of compounded the whole thing. And anyway, we then made the horrible decision to take her to the vet. And I have to say, the vet handled it beautifully. But it was very difficult. As anyone who's had a dog will know, and I'm sure that's lots of you people out there. So that is Halloween has gone. Halloween has gone to the great Citroen garage in the sky. And to be honest, we knew this was coming in some way, because 6 months ago it all really started, and she had a big sort of heart incident in the middle of the night. We took her to the vet and he gave her an injection, and he said, it is a matter of time, there is nothing you can do. And I think about 20% of chihuahuas,
yeah,
a little dog down, 20% of chihuahuas get this thing. So anyway, that is the end of Halloween. She was 14 and a half, and I just wanted to tell you very quickly how we got her, because it's kind of an interesting story. We didn't go to a pet shop, we didn't really technically own her. Halloween was actually originally belonged to, I think, some very rich Russians on a super yacht who bought her when they chartered this super yacht, didn't they? And friends of ours, Laura and Sarat, Sarat was a captain on the boat, and at the end of the season, the Russians didn't want her anymore, so they gave her to Sarat. So Sarat said, well, what do I do? And he brought her back home, and they looked after her for a number of years. But then they had a baby, and Halloween started biting the baby's nose. And we'd already started Halloween sitting by this point, because it should be said that Halloween, though she looked angelic on the camera, was far from angelic.
It was an act. It was all an act.
As well as there were some people in Villefranche who really loved her, there were others who really, really didn't get on with her at all, because she could wreak havoc and cause chaos. So anyway, Sarat had her, then we were looking after her, and then she gradually spent more and more time with us, though she would occasionally go back and stay with them, especially if we went away. And on this recent trip, she stayed with Valentine and Valentine's mum, Linda, and they were also very upset. But it's been difficult for me. I think it's been even more difficult for you, hasn't it? It's kind of your first dog, isn't it? So I think that's, you know, I like most people, we've had other dogs and it's horrific when they go, but you know it's going to happen and you've some experience of it. But it is like losing a member of the family, there's no question. And the house is, I said straight away to you, didn't I? I said it's like we've got empty nest syndrome a little bit, because it just feels very empty. And it's quite weird because we're hoovering a lot more, because when Halloween was alive, she hated the hoovering. She'd attack the dice, and as she got older with this condition, it was very bad for her getting overexcited. So we try and avoid hoovering. So as a net result, the house was absolutely full of dust. But now every time I hoover, of course, I still pick up Halloween biscuits and Halloween hair, but each time I do it, there is less and less hair, which makes me really sad, because it's like she is literally disappearing. I'm doing a lot of talking, Mr. Boo. Do you want to say anything? Not really. But anyway, we don't want this to be a misery memoir, and because we've had some fantastic times with Halloween, and I know so many of you have sent messages this week and love to see Halloween in the films, and so that's why I sort of wanted to do this vlog and not put something on social media, which not all of you are on our networks, etc., etc. So I just wanted to do it on YouTube, where we always communicate. But anyway, we've had a fantastic time, and she's had a fantastic ride. And so what we've done here is, I think as they say on the X Factor, or I don't know, Jungle Book, whatever they watch on TV now, these are Halloween's best bits. Enjoy them.